Why are the very roots of the African continent seemingly turning against their own? In a perplexing twist, some African countries appear to distance themselves from Black Africans. But why African countries don't let Black Africans in? Beneath the surface, a complex tapestry of history, politics, and pain reveals why. African countries' decisions to restrict the entry of fellow African citizens have sparked debates and discussions that delve into the complex web of historical, economic, social, and political factors that shape immigration policies. This paradoxical scenario challenges the perception of African nations as united in their struggle for self-determination, making it crucial to explore the intricate dynamics at play. A significant factor influencing these policies is the historical context of African borders. Established during the colonial era, these borders often disregarded ethnic and cultural boundaries, creating complex relationships between neighboring countries. The legacy of colonial divisions has occasionally led to conflicts and tensions, prompting nations to adopt strict immigration policies to maintain stability. Economic considerations also drive immigration policies. Many African countries contend with limited resources, high unemployment rates, and underdeveloped infrastructure. In this context, the fear of increased competition for scarce resources and job opportunities can drive governments to impose stricter immigration controls. The argument is that these measures protect citizens' access to essential services and employment opportunities. Security concerns are paramount for any nation. In Africa, where internal conflicts, terrorism, and political instability have been prevalent, governments face the challenge of balancing security with open borders. Stricter immigration policies are often seen as a way to prevent potential security threats from infiltrating the nation. The preservation of cultural identity and national unity further shapes immigration policies. African countries are home to diverse ethnic groups, languages, and traditions. Governments may fear that unregulated immigration could erode cultural heritage and national identity. As a result, immigration regulations may be driven by the desire to safeguard a sense of unity among the population. It's important to recognize that while some African nations have implemented restrictive immigration policies, the continent is also witnessing efforts to promote regional integration and cooperation. Initiatives like the African Union and the African Continental Free Trade Area (ITFTW) signal a commitment to breaking down barriers and fostering economic and social collaboration across borders. These endeavors acknowledge the potential benefits of open movement and the free flow of goods, services, and people. But as the winds of change blow across the African savanna, is there a deeper narrative hiding in the shadows? As we unravel South Africa's dance between acceptance and resistance, a greater story emerges, whispering of a continent at a crossroads. So stay tuned for more revelations that might just redefine the African tapestry. One notable example is South Africa, a nation that has faced both sides of the immigration coin. On one hand, it has a history of receiving immigrants seeking better economic opportunities, often from neighboring countries. On the other hand, it has also experienced outbreaks of xenophobic violence directed at foreign nationals, particularly those from other African countries. These incidents underscore the tension between the desire for economic growth and the fear of competition for jobs and resources. In 2019, a wave of anti-immigrant violence erupted in South Africa, leading to the displacement of thousands of foreign nationals, predominantly from other African countries. The underlying factors behind this violence are multifaceted. Economic challenges, including high unemployment rates, poverty, and income inequality, have contributed to a sense of frustration among the local population. Foreign nationals are often scapegoated for these issues, accused of stealing jobs and resources from citizens. This illustrates how immigration policies can be influenced by public sentiment and the political pressure to address domestic concerns. In South Africa's case, sporadic outbreaks of xenophobia highlight the complexities of managing immigration in a nation with a history of both receiving and expelling migrants. Another example is Libya, a country that serves as a transit point for migrants from sub-Saharan Africa, attempting to reach Europe. Libya's geographic location has made it a central node in migration routes, attracting people fleeing conflict, economic hardship, and political instability. However, the conditions for migrants within Libya have been dire, with reports of abuse, human trafficking, and exploitative practices. In recent years, the Libyan government, in cooperation with the European Union, has taken steps to curb migration flows through the country. This has included intercepting boats in the Mediterranean Sea and sending migrants back to Libya, where they face dangerous conditions. While these measures may be aimed at addressing security and stability concerns, They also raise ethical questions about the treatment of migrants and refugees. These case studies emphasize the intricate interplay of economic, political, and social factors that influence immigration policies in African nations. They highlight the challenges governments face in balancing their domestic interests with their international responsibilities and commitments. However, the implementation of these agreements has not been without hurdles. While ECOWAS member states have made progress in harmonizing immigration policies, challenges such as security concerns, limited infrastructure, and administrative barriers still hinder the full realization of free movement. Additionally, some countries have raised concerns about the potential for increased competition for jobs and resources as a result of open borders. The African Union, a continental organization, also recognizes the importance of addressing migration collectively. The EO's Agenda 2063, a strategic framework for the socio-economic transformation of the continent, includes aspirations for seamless borders and the free movement of people. The Continental Free Trade Area (AfDFA), launched in 2018, aims to enhance economic integration by creating a single market for goods and services. This initiative holds promise for boosting intra-African trade and creating opportunities for economic growth. However, challenges to the realization of these goals persist. Disparities in economic development, political instability, and security concerns can hinder the harmonization of immigration policies across diverse African nations. Moreover, the reluctance of some governments to relinquish control over their borders reflects the complex interplay between national sovereignty and regional integration. While efforts to enhance cooperation and integration through regional organizations are essential, focusing on the root factors driving migration can lead to more comprehensive and effective solutions. One critical factor contributing to migration within the continent is economic inequality. Disparities in income, job opportunities, and access to basic services often prompt individuals to seek better prospects elsewhere. By fostering economic growth and investment in underserved regions, African nations can alleviate the push factors that drive people to leave their homes. This includes promoting sustainable development, encouraging entrepreneurship, and providing educational and vocational training opportunities. Cross-border infrastructure development is another key consideration. Poor infrastructure can impede the movement of goods, services, and people, thus hindering economic growth and exacerbating migration. By investing in transportation networks, energy systems, and digital connectivity, African countries can create more integrated economies that provide citizens with ample opportunities within their home regions. Furthermore, fostering greater dialogue among nations is essential for developing coordinated responses to migration challenges. African countries must recognize that the migration of people is often a shared experience, influenced by factors that transcend national boundaries. By engaging in constructive discussions, nations can identify common goals and strategies for addressing migration-related issues, while respecting the unique contexts of each country. Promoting education and raising awareness about the benefits of well-managed migration is also crucial. Misinformation and misconceptions about migration can lead to unwarranted fears and prejudices. Educating citizens about the positive impacts of migration on economic development, cultural exchange, and innovation. By doing so, these nations can pave the way for a brighter future where the movement of Black Africans is guided by fairness, opportunity, and shared aspirations for a better continent. You can also help them by giving a like to this video and subscribing to our channel for raising the voice of Black people.